Hey, it's so nice to see you today. Let's just dive right in. And for opening up these 5 different parts for feeling better, we're going to start with number 1, which is for the earth element, stomach, and spleen, which surprisingly is below the outside of both knees. So let's get started. You can be sitting down for this or standing up, and I'm going to show you first just putting my leg on my chair. So you don't have to be very specific, but if you find your knee and put one hand below your knee and come to the outside, and you could just start knocking there. And you'll actually do this on both sides. And it might be a little sore, but this is amazing for if you tend to overthink or worry. It's good for getting you out of your head into your body. It's actually good for any kind of digestive issue. And overall, this is a great spot that just opens up our lower body, especially if we sit all day. In order for emotions to come and go, they need space, right? So we're making space for overthinking and worry to move out. Just do this for about 60 seconds, and it's even better if you can add a sound like whoo. You know that sound like when you've had a long day, like whoo. All right. And that's number 1. Point number 2, we are going to be stimulating these points right in the very corners of our shoulders. And this is going to be for the metal element or the lungs and large intestine. You see how there's that little crevice there. So we don't want to be here or here. We want to be in this little crevice. And this is really great for breathing, but also for grief. So I invite you just to stretch out your arms a bit if you can, and just knock on that spot, left, right. And if you can, open up your arm all the way each time. Good. And see if you can take a deep breath in and hold it, and then breathe out with an S, like S. Good. This feels really good to me. So this spot is the first spot on the lung meridian, and this is really good, like I said, for grief. We tend to hold grief and sadness in our lungs, according to energy psychology and Chinese medicine. So just this alone can really help to take a deeper breath throughout the day, have more energy, and you might even get a tingling, warm sensation of relaxation. And we'll do this for just a minute. One more deep breath in. Hold your breath. And breathe out. And stop. Feel your body. Now for the next points, we actually can do 2 at the same time. So it's a 2 birds with 1 stone situation. So we're going to do the point for the heart and small intestine, which will be just back here behind your shoulder. And the heart and small intestine in Chinese medicine, energy psychology, has to do with joy and purpose and making good decisions. Or if we find we're a bit burned out, it can be hard to feel those things. So we'll hit this point here, and then on the back we will stimulate the kidneys. So right here, you'll just gently let your hand tap your lower back, and it will be right on the opposite of your belly button. So let's just dive in. And the kidneys and the water element have to do with fear often. So just begin by tapping one shoulder and letting your hand hit the other, and then do the opposite. Hope that makes sense. Good. And breathe and make the sound ha. Ha. Like taking maybe a shower on a cold day. Good. And so the heart and small intestine are part of the fire elements, and so some of those emotions can be sadness, disappointment, frustration, even hopelessness. And so just by making a little room in your body, you can actually move those feelings through and out. But literally, if our body doesn't have the space, they sort of get stuck and we feel them over and over again, even if they're from years ago. Neat, huh? And our lower back, as I said, represents the water element, and that's kidneys and bladder. Kidneys and bladder are associated with fear, which can look like procrastination or feeling indecisive, stuck, maybe being a little daydreamy. And like you can imagine, you can have kidney issues, even back pain. So we're just making space for good circulation, and courage is the virtue that comes forth when we're balanced. And just for a few seconds, we can make the sound kind of like the sound of steam leaving a teapot or something like that. All right, and feel your body. You should start to be feeling really good, maybe even a little warm. Good job. All right, you made it, and this is our last point to balance everything out. And we're going to do the wood element, which is related to liver and gallbladder, which often is associated with anger or resentment. And we can stimulate that very easily by just taking gentle fists and knocking on our hip points. So just trust yourself and don't hurt yourself, but you're tapping right on those bony points on your hips, or you can go a little lower. Good. And the liver and gallbladder are, when they're healthy, are associated with our drive for life and our ability to make things happen. And when we can't, often depression is what happens. So literally by unblocking this area, we can give our mind and our body and our heart some space to come up with creative ideas, to be more compassionate for ourselves and to others. And this is one of my favorites because the sound we'll make is like an angry librarian. So it's the SH sound. So breathe in and out. And again. And one more time. Breathe in. Go and feel your body. Close your eyes. Feel your feet and legs. Feel your hips. Feel your stomach. Feel your shoulders and heart and arms and hands. Feel your shoulders, neck, face, and feel how connected you are to the ground. And notice any space, heat or cold or emotions, and know that you have strongly influenced your health. And by opening this up regularly, you would be amazed at how your mood will improve and even some health conditions. So, thank you for doing this practice today, and I'll see you soon.